Every 11 seconds a cyber attack strikes. Your photos, passwords, and bank details, the things you think are safely tucked away in the digital ether, are worth billions on the dark web, and trust me, they are being hunted right now. And look, I'm not here to scare you, but I am here to wake you the hell up. Today we're exposing the invisible war for your data. We can fight back. So, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to break down the threats, expose the vulnerabilities, and most importantly, arm you with the tools to protect yourself in this brave new world. Alright folks, let's talk AI. Hackers are now using AI to clone voices, write phishing emails so convincing they could fool a Nigerian prince, and bypass firewalls faster than a cheetah on a sugar rush. We're talking about AI that can learn your online habits, predict your every move, and then use that information to craft the perfect scam, tailor-made just for you. But don't go building that bunker in your backyard just yet. There's a glimmer of hope in this digital hellscape, and surprisingly, it's more AI. Cybersecurity experts are fighting fire with fire, developing AI-powered defenders that can analyze threats 100 times faster than us mere mortals. It's a constant arms race, a technological tug-of-war. But for now at least the good guys are holding their own. But don't get complacent. The only way to stay ahead of the curve is to stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay one step ahead of the hackers. Okay folks, time for a quick physics lesson. We're talking about quantum computers, and no, this isn't some sci-fi mumbo-jumbo. By 2030, these superpowered machines could crack the encryption we use today faster than you can say password 123. That's right, all those passwords you've been diligently protecting, all those secure transactions you thought were safe and sound, they could be vulnerable. Governments around the world are already scrambling to upgrade their systems, developing quantum-safe algorithms that even the most powerful quantum computers won't be able to crack. But here's the catch, these quantum-safe algorithms are only as good as the people who implement them. And let's be honest, most companies can barely keep their current systems secure, let alone upgrade to some futuristic, quantum-resistant technology. So what can you do? First, don't panic. There's still time to prepare. Start by educating yourself about quantum computing and the threats it poses. Then, start asking questions. Ask your bank, your email provider, your favorite online shopping site what they're doing to prepare for the quantum era. Because let's be honest, the last thing we need is for the quantum apocalypse to be brought to you by a data breach at your local grocery store. Alright folks, let's talk about supply chains. We're talking about the invisible chains of software, third-party apps, and digital connections that make up our interconnected world. A staggering 60% of data breaches start with third-party apps. That seemingly harmless fitness tracker you're using to count your steps, that convenient calendar plugin that helps you schedule your life, they could be back doors to your entire digital existence. So how do you defuse these supply chain bombs? Well, it's not easy. Instead, you need to be smart, be vigilant, and most importantly, be very, very picky about who you trust with your data. Start by taking inventory of all the apps and services that have access to your information, then ask yourself, do I really need this app? Do I trust this company? If the answer is no, then delete it. It's time to Marie Kondo your digital life, folks. Chapter 4. AI-powered phishing, your boss wants what? Let's talk phishing. But not the kind where you're trying to catch a big old catfish. No, this is far more sinister and sophisticated. I'm talking about the digital kind, where scammers try to hook you with fake emails, texts, and messages designed to steal your personal information. These messages often look incredibly convincing, and thanks to our good friend AI, it's getting harder than ever to tell the real from the fake. AI can mimic writing styles, create realistic-looking emails, and even generate fake websites. Remember that urgent text you got from your boss last week? The one that seemed so urgent and important? The one asking for your login credentials because they were locked out of their account? It seemed legitimate, right? Yeah, that wasn't your boss. It was a scammer using AI to trick you. It was probably some AI-powered phishing scam, crafted to sound just like your dear old supervisor, complete with their unique writing style and maybe even a few emojis thrown in for good measure. These scammers know how to play on your trust. These AI bots are getting scarily good at impersonating real people. They can even learn from previous interactions to make their messages more convincing. But before you pack your bags and buy a goat, there are steps you can take to protect yourself. You don't need to go off the grid just yet. Rule number 1, and I cannot stress this enough, never ever ever click on links in unsolicited emails or texts. Always be skeptical. Instead, if you get a message that seems even remotely suspicious, pick up the phone and call the person directly to verify. A quick call can save you a lot of trouble, and for the love of all that is holy, enable two-factor authentication on all your accounts. This adds an extra layer of security. It's an extra layer of security that might just save you from a world of digital pain. Stay vigilant and protect your digital life. Chapter 5. Public Wi-Fi Roulette, one click and you're toast. Ah, public Wi-Fi, the siren song of the digital age. It's everywhere, and it's oh so tempting, it's free, it's convenient, and it's about as secure as a house of cards in a hurricane. You might think you're safe, but the reality is far from it. Think about it. Every time you connect to public Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, airport, or hotel, you're opening yourself up to potential cyber threats. You're essentially joining a digital free-for-all. It's like walking into a crowded room and shouting your personal information for everyone to hear. Anyone with a little bit of tech know-how can eavesdrop on your connection, intercept your data, and steal your passwords faster than you can say double-shot espresso. They can even inject malicious software into your device, turning your digital life into a nightmare. So how do you protect yourself in this digital Wild West? The answer is simpler than you might think. Simple always, and I mean always, use a VPN. A VPN, or virtual private network, is your best defense. A VPN, or virtual private network, is like a digital invisibility cloak, encrypting your internet traffic and masking your IP address. It's like sending your data through a secret tunnel, making it virtually impossible for hackers to intercept or decipher. It's like sending your data through a secret tunnel, making it virtually impossible for hackers to intercept or decipher. This way, you can browse with peace of mind, making it virtually impossible for hackers to intercept or decipher. They'll be left frustrated and empty-handed. Now I know what you're thinking, John, there are so many VPNs out there, which one do I choose? Which one do I choose? And to that, I say you're right, it can be overwhelming. But don't worry, I've got you covered. And to that I say you're right, it can be overwhelming. But if you're looking for a reliable, trustworthy VPN with top-notch security features, I highly recommend NordVPN. But if you're looking for a reliable, trustworthy VPN with top-notch security features, I highly recommend NordVPN. It's like having a digital bodyguard for your data. It's like having a digital bodyguard for your data, keeping you safe and secure no matter where you roam online. Keeping you safe and secure no matter where you roam online. So next time you connect to public Wi-Fi, make sure you're protected. Chapter 6. Smart Home Backdoors. Alexa, are you spying on me? Ah, the smart home, the pinnacle of modern convenience. Lights that turn on when you say so, thermostats that adjust to your every whim, and speakers that play your favorite tunes on demand. But here's the thing about utopias, they often come with a hidden price. And in the case of smart homes, that price is your privacy. Because those convenient devices you've invited into your home, those digital butlers you've come to rely on, they're also listening, watching, and collecting data on your every move. Think about it, your smart speaker, the one that plays your favorite podcasts and tells you the weather, is also recording your conversations. Your smart TV, the one you use to binge watch your favorite shows, is also tracking your viewing habits. First and foremost, change those default passwords. I know, it's a pain in the you-know-what to remember a million different passwords, but trust me, it's a lot less painful than having your entire smart home hacked. Next, enable two-factor authentication on all your devices. By segmenting your network, you're essentially creating a digital firewall, making it much more difficult for hackers to gain access to your most sensitive data. Chapter 7. Cloud Data Leaks, Your Digital Life, Gone in 60 Seconds. The cloud. It sounds so ethereal, so intangible, like a digital heaven where our data floats around in perfect harmony. A place where everything is safe, secure, and always available at our fingertips. But let me tell you folks, the cloud is far from heavenly. It's more like a digital minefield filled with hidden dangers and lurking threats. In fact, it's more like a digital storage locker, and those locks? They might look secure, but appearances can be deceiving. Well, they're about as secure as a screen door on a submarine. Easy to breach, easy to exploit. We trust the cloud with everything these days, our photos, our documents, our financial information. It's become an integral part of our digital lives. But what happens when that trust is broken? When the very foundation of our digital security is compromised? What happens when those digital storage lockers are left unlocked, exposing our most sensitive data to the world? The consequences can be devastating. It happens more often than you think. Misconfigured settings, software vulnerabilities, and simple human errors can all lead to catastrophic data breaches. And good old-fashioned human error are all it takes for your data to end up in the wrong hands. Once it's out there, the damage is done. And once it's out there, in the vast expanse of the internet, it's virtually impossible to get it back. The digital footprint is permanent. It's virtually impossible to get it back. The data spreads like wildfire beyond your control. So, what can you do to protect yourself? The answer lies in taking proactive measures. The most important step is to encrypt your files before you upload them to the cloud. Encryption acts as a safeguard, a protective barrier. The storage locker itself might not be impenetrable, but with encryption, you add an extra layer of defense. But the safe adds an extra layer of security, making it much harder for unauthorized individuals to access your data, making it much harder for thieves to get their hands on your valuables. In the digital age, taking these precautions is not just wise, it's essential. Chapter 8. Social media oversharing. You're giving away the keys to the kingdom. Social media, the digital town square where we go to share our thoughts, our feelings, and every mundane detail of our lives. We post pictures of our breakfast, our pets, our kids, we share our political views, our religious beliefs, our deepest fears and aspirations. And here's the kicker. All that information you're so freely sharing, it's not just being seen by your friends and family, it's being collected, analyzed, and monetized by social media companies. These companies know more about you than you probably know about yourself, and they're using that information to target you with ads, manipulate your emotions, and even influence your behavior. But it's not just the social media companies you need to worry about. Hackers are also lurking on these platforms looking for easy targets. So how do you navigate this digital minefield? Well, the first step is to be mindful of what you share, and for the love of all that is holy, never, ever, ever answer those security questions truthfully. Chapter 9. Password armor, ditch the sticky note, embrace the future. Let's talk passwords, folks. Those pesky little strings of letters, numbers, and symbols that stand between us and our digital lives. We all hate them, but let's face it, they're a necessary evil. Or are they? For years we've been told to create strong, unique passwords for every single account. And while that's still good advice in theory, it's simply not realistic in practice. So what's the solution? Ditch passwords altogether. Enter the wonderful world of password managers. It's like having a personal assistant for your passwords, except this assistant won't judge you for using password 123 for everything. Chapter 10. Encrypt everything because you're worth it. Alright folks, we've reached the final level of our digital security quest encryption. It sounds complicated, like something out of a spy movie, but trust me, it's not as daunting as you might think. Think of encryption as putting your data in a lockbox that only you have the key to open. It scrambles your information into an unreadable jumble, making it virtually impossible for hackers to decipher, even if they manage to get their grubby little hands on it. Now you might be thinking, John, I'm not a secret agent, I don't need to encrypt everything. But here's the thing. In today's digital landscape, everyone needs to encrypt their data. Think about it, your phone, your laptop, your tablet, they all contain a treasure trove of personal information. So, how do you encrypt everything? Well, it's easier than you might think. Most devices come with built-in encryption tools. On Windows, it's called BitLocker. On Mac, it's called FileVault. The future of privacy. It's a battle, not a right. We've covered a lot of ground today, from AI-powered hackers to quantum computers to the importance of encrypting everything. It's enough to make your head spin, but here's the bottom line. Your data is valuable. But here's the good news. You have the power to protect it. Stay vigilant, stay encrypted, and stay. Because in 2025, privacy isn't a right, it's a battle.